Celtic Myths and Legends by T.W. Rolleston. Chapter 6, The Ossianic Cycle, Finn and the Goblin. About the only television clip that I think that exists of myself is me and my pets, two turtles, dressed up as a goblin when I was a teenager. Not that good of a costume, but nonetheless, that was the costume. At this time, Gobl, son of Morna, was the captain of the Fianna of Erin, but Finn, being come to man's estate, wished to take the place of his father Gobl. So he went to Tara, and during the great assembly, when no man might raise his hand against any other, in the precincts of Tara, he sat down among the king's warriors and the Fianna. At last, the king marked him as a stranger among them, and bade him declare his name and lineage. I am Finn, son of Gobl, said he, and I am come to take service with thee, O king, as my father did. The king accepted him gladly, and Finn swore loyal service to him. No long time after that came the period of the year when Tara was troubled by a goblin or demon that came at night fall, and blew fireballs against the royal city, setting it in flames, and none could do battle with him. For as he came, he played on a harp a music so sweet that each man who heard it was lapped in dreams, and forgot all else on earth for the sake of listening to that music. When this was told to Finn, he went to the king and said, Shall I, if I slay the goblin, have my father's place as captain of the Fianna? Yes, surely, said the king. Yes, surely, said the king, and he bound himself to this by an oath. Now, there were among the men at arms an old follower of Finn's father, Gobl, who possessed a magic spear with a head of bronze and rivets of Arabian gold. The head was kept laced up in a leathern case, and it had the property that when the naked blade was laid against the forehead of a man, it would fill him with a strength and a battle fury that would make him invincible in every combat. The spear the man Fiacca gave to Finn, and taught him how to use it, and with it he waited the coming of the goblin on the ramparts of Tara. As night fell, and mists began to gather in the wide open plain around the hill, he saw a shadowy form coming swiftly towards him, and heard the notes of the magic harp. But laying the spear to his brow, he shook off the spell, and the phantom fled before him to the fairy mound of Slieve Fuad, and there Finn overtook and slew him, and bore back his head to Tara. Then Cormac, the king, set Finn before the Fianna, and bade them all either swear obedience to him as their captain, or seek service elsewhere. And first of all, Gobl mac Morna swore service, and then all the rest followed, and Finn became captain of the Fianna of Erin, and ruled them till he died. And Finn heard the notes of the magic harp, but his discernment, represented by the spear, the djinn that come out at night, was kind of powerless against him. He rolled him until he died. The nightfall is a very particular time where the spirits come out. But it's also the time where we're meant to start to get ready to sleep, and dusk comes around, do a quick ritual, and go to bed. And the music of nature kind of may bring us in. But the music of the spirits, if we're not just, if by our intelligence we're not misled by any random experience, then we can certainly involve ourselves in this. But okay, where would this be in terms of the tarot? We'd have the Prince of Swords, and we'd have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I know we're talking a guy, but every card is both something about yourself and something separate. So both sides of every tarot card can be looked at that way, but I thought that was the way to understand this. But the physical destroying by fire, it's not a physical destroying by fire. It's the place was given control